So yeah, so my camera's being a dick, but we'll see. So yes, it is definitely animal energy, and I think that's probably why like there was that potential for having the animal deck that goes like a companion deck, I guess you can say. But I want to get that at some point. That is kind of high on my list for 2017. But we'll see how it goes because I did actually purchase another one of my favorite decks. I absolutely love this deck. It is the Animal Totem Tarot, and I just fell in love with it. I have actually got some of my year ahead. I did my year ahead spread with this deck, and already the synchronicities with the bee and the themes of like community and outreaching and honoring success and things like that, just amazing. I love this deck. I was a little bit iffy about the back, but to be honest, I don't really pay much attention to it. But the images, just beautiful. The message, the book, the guidebook. If I make any video for the 31 Days of Tarot challenge, I'm going to be talking about the 5 tarot books that I loved of 2016. And even though I got this near the end of 2016, that book is fucking on point. It's just amazing. Just beautiful. I just love it. It's so nice to have a well researched deck and something different from people. Not that I don't like people, as we know, I love people, but I really wanted a deck that was very comprehensive in animal spirits, and I really loved the element of choosing like the animals that scare you and working with them a lot more in either the natural world, like the physical world, or the astral. Because there are some animals here that just creep me the fuck out. Like, I have a serious fear of spiders, and from using this deck and working with the element in the physical realm with the spiders as well, I've actually slowly started getting over my fear of them and trying to be a bit more peaceful about how I go about communicating with them, like moving them out of the house, because usually I would just get someone to kill them because I just can't stand. I just don't like to look at them, and in Australia we have like 10,000 poisonous animals, so you don't know what's gonna come up. Not that we have a lot of like poisonous things in our houses, but Australia's just really bad for that shit. So, especially when you get out to the country where I used to live, just no. I haven't actually done a video on this. Well, I have, but it's kind of private video. But I'm gonna probably make it public soon because I kind of filmed it for like a friend, which is a kind of rare thing to do for me because I'm so open. But anyway, it's called the First Light Tarot, and it's very specifically based around nebulas and parts of the universe, like images basically from space. And I think it's a very niche deck, and I think it's a deck for very specific purposes. Specific. The creator herself says that it's basically a very provoking deck for people who work with like space energy and like aliens and UFOs and things like that. But I think like obviously like anyone can buy it and experience it. Like I'm not against that at all. I'm not saying that, but I do think um, it's definitely created for a specific vibrational purpose. So this is one of them, and they're all basically, like I said, nebulas, and I've just had some amazing experiences with this. Um, and if you know, you can check out some of my videos on my experiences with celestial and cosmic and aliens and all that kind of stuff. Either on my Instagram or Love for Lovers. I was thinking about like what card. There was a question like what card has followed you or stalked you for 2016, and to be honest, the card that stalked me the most was probably Pluto from the David deck of Creations. But then I thought, no, if anything has followed me, it's the Lovers, which is interesting because it's been upright every time. And 2016 was a shit year for me with relationships. Like, I lost a lot of friends. I left a lot of relationships because I just had enough of the toxic crap. And the Lovers kept coming up, so it was kind of pivotal. But and Pluto, of course, death, because we all know that I love death goddesses. You know, all round. So yeah, that's the book it comes with. It's a fantastic book as well. This is a much more intuitive deck. It's not gonna like tell you a lot, to be honest. Even the book, it goes into like a detail of how she's like created the deck. And I was gonna say again, this is a very good deck because it's been made into its own system as well. So if you're looking for unique decks that have their own system, because I think it's broken up into 22 majors, or the majors, and then there's something like 20 something minor sort of cards, but then there's like the rest of it is what do you call them? Like you can create your own spread cards, so they're spread cards. And I haven't really played with that very much because I don't really I tend to create questions rather than like past present tense. Like I tend to ask like provoking questions when I do my spreads, but they still have images on them, which are really quite powerful as well. Jiggle jiggle. So the last three decks I have are the Dream of Gaia Tarot, the Japadoris, and the Tarot of the She. So I'm just obsessed with this deck, the Japadoris. Like this is probably alongside my Vampire Tarot deck, my soul deck. It actually brought me to a very, very, very good friend of mine, Bard's Lament, and I think really this deck connected us both together, and I'm forever thankful for that, because if anything else, it brought us together as friends and sort of made me a little bit more willing to talk about stuff that I hadn't been talking about before on the channel. It also made me question the way I see tarot, because it's a very surrealist deck. It's like, it is sort of Rider-Waite-Smith inspired, I believe, and it's also created by someone who I think, from the guidebook or from what I read online, doesn't actually like read tarot. I don't know whether that's changed over the years, but it was like a design project for the creator. But I think she's done an amazing job at bringing such vibrancy and an incredibly different spin on the tarot. I wouldn't say it's a system all of itself, because like I said, I think it does follow the Rider-Waite-Smith. But in terms of looking at the tarot differently, and it's definitely an amazing dream deck. Pathwaking, dream work, astral shit, just yes. Do yourself a favour and pick that up if you haven't. And I also did a swap with Joanna as well, and I ended up swapping some decks and buying that one for her as well, and I believe that's one of her favourite decks as well, so I spread the love with this deck. Tarot of the She, my alien people. This definitely, I cannot wait to go deeper with this year. these two, like, okay, to be honest with you, these two are probably hand in hand with the soul deck. I could never get rid of this. I don't use it like every day. It's not an everyday deck, but when I do, I feel a sense of home with this deck. And I know a lot of people do too. Especially because it has like the Fae energy, but it definitely has like an ET energy with it as well. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And lastly, the Tarot of Dreams of Gaia. I had a really shit experience like getting this deck. I waited like a month and it never came. No one knows where it is. Like, no one knows. The postage, the people who sent it, like, no one knows where my original copy went. There's no trace of it. So I ended up getting them to send me another copy, which they did and didn't charge me for, thankfully, because I didn't really want to pay like $60 Australian, so I ended up paying like the 35 or 40, I think it was, online. To be honest with you, I haven't actually used it, and I mean, I was speaking with Larissa from the Bard's Lament a couple of weeks ago. I think it was probably like 2 months ago now, and I really want to use this deck a lot for the dream work because it's just, the imagery is powerful, especially the elemental energy as well. I think because I did buy it like a couple of weeks before shit hit the fan at my house and I had to go to court and things like that, so it's kind of got that, not that it's got the energy with it, but I think I'd have to work with it a little bit more. Also, I love her artwork, but the weird thing is it takes me a while to get into it. I don't like, oh my god, this is so stunning, I could just like stare at it for ages. It takes me a little while to adjust. I don't know why, but I do have her Dragon Fae, like her art in the Dragon Fae, and I have the same experience. Like, I love it, but it takes me a while to get into. It's fucking heavy ass as well. But yeah, so thus commences all my decks. I'm gonna go through, I think, my channel and figure out which ones I've done top deck for, and if I haven't done a video for the decks, then I'll do that throughout the year as well. And I'm thinking maybe, if possible, I might alternate it between one being a tarot deck and then the next week being an oracle deck, because I have some new oracle decks as well. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and this video is probably like half an hour long, but I will, and I will talk to you later. Bye.